So how much gear is too much gear on a mini bike? Normally you add a smaller rear sprocket to make the bike go faster, but how small can you go before the engine just doesn't have enough torque to pull the gear anymore? How small can you go before the bike actually slows down? So on the gear ratio calculator, it shows that this bike will do like 80 miles per hour at 8,000 RPM. But the thing is, does the engine have enough torque to pull it to 80 miles an hour? I don't think it does. So I think it'll actually be faster or benefit with a bigger rear sprocket, not a smaller rear sprocket. So I'm going to take this bike out for a 0 to 30 and top speed with a 4.46 ratio, 15 on the clutch and 67 out back. And then I'll swap the 15 tooth clutch gear out for a 14 tooth. A 4.78 ratio versus a 4.46. Basically, it's like going from a 67 to a 73 rear sprocket. And we'll see if it actually gains top speed with a bigger rear sprocket, not lose top speed. I think it'll put the engine more into the optimal RPM range of the cam with a bigger rear sprocket, not a smaller one. And I think the engine will have more torque with that bigger gear to be able to pull the bike up at those higher speeds. Okay, 0 to 30, 4.46 ratio, 15 on the clutch, 67 out back. Let's see what it did, 0 to 30. A 4.07. Let me do it again to back it up. Okay, second attempt, 0 to 30, 4.46 ratio. Okay, let's see what it did. Second attempt, 4.01, 4.01. So 4.07, 4.01. Okay, let me do top speed. Okay, top speed, 4.46 ratio. Top speed run, 4.46 ratio, 15 tooth on the clutch. Okay, with the 4.46 ratio at a top speed of 71.42. 71.42. Top speed with a 4.46. Now let me change out that gear to a 14 tooth on the clutch for a 4.78 ratio. Okay, there we go. 4.78 ratio, 14 on the clutch, and a 67 out back. So we'll see if it matches the same top speed, and we'll see if it betters 0 to 30. It should have no problem bettering 0 to 30, but I'm wondering about the top speed. Okay, 0 to 30, 4.78 ratio. Okay, it feels a lot quicker. Yeah, it did 0 to 30 in 3.76. It already beat it the first time. So let me do it one more time to back it up. Second attempt, 3.78 ratio. Okay, the second attempt did 3.74, so a 3.76 and a 3.74. Okay, top speed run, 4.78 ratio, 14 on the clutch, 67 on the rear. Okay, let's see what it did. 72.49. So I think that's about the perfect gear for this. .46 ratio versus 4.78 ratio, even with equivalent to having 6 more teeth on the rear gear, the bike was still just as fast, maybe a speck faster, and quite a bit quicker from 0 to 30. So the bike feels a lot more snappy with the 4.78 ratio versus 4.46. 15 tooth 4.46 did 0 to 30 4.01 and 4.07. And the 4.78 ratio did 0 to 30 3.74 and 3.76. So it's quite a bit quicker from 0 to 30 with the 4.78 ratio versus the 4.46. Top speed for the 4.46 was 71.42 and top speed for the 4.78 was 72.49. So the engine was turning 7,800 RPM with a 4.78 ratio and 7,200 RPM with the 4.46. So it puts the cam more into the optimal power band with a 4.78 because the cam's rated at 82 to 8,400 RPM. So it's getting it up there where it needs to be. So changing that gear was equivalent to going from a 67 rear sprocket to a 73 rear sprocket. So the smaller gear is not always better if the engine doesn't have enough torque to pull it.